What's going on, Stim Junkies? High Stim Ace here. Welcome to the year-end awards. This here is the fourth video in a series of 9 where I'm going over the hottest, the best, the most effective supplements of 2024. And it's a little bit of a difficult task because we're essentially trying to cover an entire year and cram it into a 15, 20, 25-minute video. Guys, my fat burner list, which just dropped a couple of days ago, went 32 minutes. And believe me, that was after me cutting out a lot of extra things. So it's not very easy to get this done. I am doing my best, but some of these lists might go on a little while, okay? This one here shouldn't go long, though, because we have 5 products we're going to be going over here. The top 5 sleep aids of 2024. So without further ado, let's roll that intro and let's get to it. Gotta let it burn. Okay guys, so in case you haven't seen, I have 3 videos out right now at this very moment detailing some of the best products of 2024. We went over the top 10 daily drivers, we went over the top 10 proteins, and we went over the top 15 fat burners. So you have your share of content to watch if you haven't seen those videos yet. But right now, we're going to be discussing the sleep aids. And I only got 5 because I'm going to be honest, I haven't dabbled with that many. I think I only tried like a grand total of 8 or 9 different sleep aids, and the ones that didn't make it on here obviously didn't make it. This is the top 5 list after all, and we're going to be going over them starting at the number 5 spot and slowly working our way up. And once again, guys, remember this here is my personal opinion. There are a lot of products I haven't gotten to try, and I'm hoping in 2025 I'm going to have a broader reach and get to try out a lot of different products from a lot of different brands, manufacturers, and vendors. So let's get to it, guys. Let's start off with the number 5 spot. At number 5, we have Zombie from Kilo Labs coming in, and this is such an incredible sleep aid. I really like this one because I would refer to this as a daily driver of sleep aids because there's nothing crazy in here. There's like 2 milligrams or 3 milligrams of melatonin, if I do recall correctly, and maybe like 6 other ingredients, and that's it. It's a simple formula. It's not too crazy. There isn't an insane amount of GABA in there. It only comes in at 1 gram. No phenibut in this one, so you can use it pretty much every day. I still don't use sleep aids every day. I'll cycle them. I'll use them like 3 times a week. The other times I'll just use a regular 5 milligram capsule of melatonin, but that's just not to build up too much tolerance. But I like this one a lot. It knocks you out very quickly. The label doesn't seem all that impressive just by glancing at it, but it's one of those cases where it punches way above its weight and it works much better in reality than what the label would suggest. So I love this one. Kilo Labs is a great company. They have other great products, which I will be showcasing on future lists on here. And this one comes in at the number 5 spot. We got Zombie from Kilo Labs. At the number 4 spot, we got Vices and Vibes Crash 2.0 making its triumphant return after the original version got discontinued. It sold out a while back on NutriCartel.com, and that one did include phenibut in there. So it was something you could take once, maybe twice a week. I personally like running my phenibut sleep aids on Friday only. You want to make sure you get enough sleep when you're taking a phenibut sleep aid. It might give you a little bit of grogginess the next morning, and you definitely don't want to take it on a work day where you have to wake up early in the morning, in my case 6:45. You want to make sure you have plenty of time to kind of adjust and shake off the cobwebs, if you will. But the original Crash had 1 gram of phenibut, which is a pretty respectable amount. Not as crazy as some of the other hitters we got, but it was a good one. I enjoyed that one. Flavor wasn't the best, but other than that, it was a solid product. Then they went ahead, they reformulated, they got the new version without the phenibut, but this thing here is absolutely stacked to the brim, and I really like this one. No melatonin in here, by the way. Some people don't like melatonin, or they have the reasons for not wanting to use melatonin. So this here has everything except for melatonin, which is really good for you guys that don't want to use that ingredient. So you do have GABA in here at 2 grams, which is a kind of high dose, but you don't really get a lot of the tightness in the chest like you would from some other products, like, for instance, Huge Supplement Sleep Aid. That one gave me the tightest feeling in the chest, and it was a decent sleep aid. It definitely knocked you out, but I just didn't like that tight heat in the chest. It was a little too much GABA for me personally, but this one here gets it just right, and it's a nice mix of herbs and some that come from overseas, from Asia. You do have the extracts in here: lemon balm extract, lavender extract, chamomile, Zaleria, and a couple of other things. Great product, really works well, works really quickly as well. You can take this at 1 or 2 scoops. I like it at 1 scoop personally, give it an hour to build up, but it gets the job done and really sends you to La La Land. Great one from my good friends over at Vices and Vibes, Crash V2. At number 3, we got Ninja Sub's Ninja Zen, and this here was my introduction to Phenibut-based sleep aids, and I would call this a Phenibut beginner-friendly kind of product, meaning if you've never had a Phenibut sleep aid before and you kind of want to dabble in the dark side a little bit and try out a Phenibut-based sleep aid, definitely start off with Ninja Zen as your first one. This is a clean product. It's not going to give you any anxiety or anything like that. Sometimes people can have adverse reactions if they take a lot of Phenibut at once. It can get you lightheaded and actually make you nauseated if you're not used to it, but this one here is great. Comes in at only 750 milligrams for that Phenibut, a bunch of other good ingredients. It does have ashwagandha in there, which I'm personally not a fan of, but it doesn't affect me in a negative way, which is great. Usually ashwagandha kind of puts a blanket over me and makes me almost like numb emotionally, if that makes sense, if I'm cycling it for a while. But because you're taking this once in a while, maybe once, twice a week, it will not do that. And it gets the job done. It just works really well. The flavor is really good. I actually have a fresh tub that I have to open really soon. I ran out of my other flavor, which was really delicious. They do come in a couple of flavors. I had the hibiscus tea flavor with the strawberry. Really like that one. I got the mango one sealed away, and I'm going to open that one really soon. But overall, really enjoyable. I really like this one a lot, and it earns the number 3 spot right here on the list. Ninja Zen by Ninja Subs. Okay, guys, we have 2 sleep aids left, the number 2 spot and then the number 1 spot. And coming in at the number 2, we're going to have my good friends from Extremist Cartel to thank for this one. And what we have here is the Sweno sleep aid. I freaking love this one. This is my go-to. This is essentially my daily driver when it comes to sleep aids. And I do particularly love the lemon flavor, the Dreamin' Lemons, as they call it. This one is so freaking good. The grape flavor is decent, but I'm not crazy about it. This one is just, it's so good, guys. This is the last thing you're going to want to taste before you go to bed. It has such a nice, sweet lemon flavor, almost like a lemon pie filling kind of flavor. Very minimal artificialness, no nasty aftertaste. So, you know, you're going to drink this one, you're going to go brush your teeth, and you're going to have a good taste in your mouth. You don't have to worry about shooting down any nasties before you go to sleep. This one is freaking loaded. It's got a great label on here. No Phenibut. It does have 2 different sources of melatonin, yielding a total of 6 milligrams, which is a pretty small dose. I know some people take 2-3 milligrams. For me, I could take 10 milligrams of melatonin, no problem. I try to cap it at 5 milligrams. It's not good to rely on it every single day, but 6 milligrams is not a lot. It comes in from 2 different sources, and you have a couple of other ingredients in here for relaxation, to give you a little bit of a buzz. And you do have a relatively high dose of GABA in here, coming in at 3 grams, so pretty big dose of that GABA. And like I've said in previous review videos for sleep aids, if you're not used to GABA, if you're going to take like 2.5, 3 grams of GABA and you're not used to taking it regularly, it can kind of create a bit of a tightness around your chest, a warmth that's going to radiate to the rest of your body, but almost give you a little bit of constriction. And I don't know about you guys, but I don't want constriction and difficulties breathing when I go to sleep. Quite the opposite. I want to actually have good, clean air and be able to breathe properly before I go to sleep. I need airflow to fall asleep. I can't stand the heat, and you know, if I'm hot and radiating heat and it's difficult for me to breathe, I'm not about that, guys. So me personally, I run this at 1 scoop, a nice semi-heaped scoop, a rounded scoop as they call it. That for me works best. I have ran out of 2 scoops before. There is a little bit of that heat that comes with it, a little bit of that tightness, but it does go away within 20-25 minutes, and then you're passed out essentially. So you don't have to worry about it. But again, if you're a starter, if you're a beginner, someone that's not used to GABA at such a high dose, definitely stick to the 1 scoop. It will take a little bit longer for it to hit you, maybe 35-40 minutes, but I like it at 1 scoop. There's no need to go 2, in my opinion. You're also getting double the servings that way, and it's going to taste good, and it's going to make you sleep like a baby. Even if you do wake up in the middle of the night to pee or whatever, you're going to come back to bed, and as soon as your head touches the pillow, you're going to be out cold once again. So number 2 spot, my good friends from Extremist Cartel, Sweno Sleep Aid. And finally, guys, we're up to the number 1 spot, the number 1 sleep aid of 2024. And we're going to give that distinct honor to my good friends over at Blackstone Labs for their Anesthetized sleep aid. This thing here is on another level. There's nothing like it on the market, and I freaking love this one so much. This is special, and I cherish it. I take this one only on Friday nights because I know I'm able to get about 7.5, 8 hours of sleep. And with Phenibut, it takes time to build up. It's not gonna hit you instantaneously. Phenibut isn't actually the ingredient that causes sleepiness. It does cause a nice relaxation, almost gives you a bit of a high, but a very mellow background kind of high. And it gives you a nice, good dopamine feeling. You feel relaxed, you feel good, you feel at ease, and synergize with the rest of the ingredients in here. It's going to do its thing. It's going to put you to sleep, and you're going to feel incredible. Takes it a little while to build up. I'd say about 40, 45 minutes, maybe even an hour, but it works like a charm for me. And I said this in my review, guys, 1.8 grams of Phenibut is a lot. If this is your first time taking a sleep aid with Phenibut in it, do not take the full serving. Take it at half a scoop, and it's going to work much better for you and build your way up. For me, I'm a veteran when it comes to Phenibut, so I can handle it. And 1.8 for me, it gets the job done. I could take the full scoop, no issues whatsoever. It also has 3 grams of GABA, which once again is a high dose, but for some reason the GABA in here is actually really smooth. It doesn't give me the warmness and the tightness in the chest and the constriction. I have no issues with it. So for me, the 2 things on the label that I would normally watch out for, the high dose of the Phenibut and the high dose of the GABA, they do not affect me negatively. So whether it's the sourcing or the way it synergizes with the other ingredients, I don't know, but this one here is incredible. It gives you a good feeling of relaxation, a nice lightheaded kind of buzz, and it just relaxes you, puts you in a positive headspace. And it's great to take this one about 40, 45 minutes before bed, whether you're in bed reading or browsing the pre-workout supplement subreddit or playing a video game, whatever it is, guys. Take the scoop and let it do its thing. It's not going to knock you out cold in like 10, 15 minutes, nothing like that. But within 40, 45 minutes, you're going to feel this wave, almost like a euphoria, but the kind of feeling you would get right before you go to sleep, that tiredness, the lightheadedness, the weight of the world is off your shoulders, and you're ready to pass out and get much deserved, much needed good night's sleep and rest. So this is great, and there's only like 7 ingredients in here, which makes it even that much better. The good mood elevation that comes with it is from the Mucana Pereira, also known as L-Dopa, coming in at 100 milligrams. Very, very solid. And there's also L-tyrosine in here, which normally would cause a type of focus when added to pre-workouts, but when combined with ingredients and sleep aids, it actually just kind of helps with the dopamine production a little bit. I don't know the science behind it, guys. Do I look like I'm wearing a white lab coat? No, I'm High Stim Ace, but I'm just telling you what it is. This right here is the #1 product, and this is the pineapple flavor, my favorite. It also does come in the snow cone flavor, which in my review I mentioned that it actually kind of tastes similar to the pineapple one, a little bit different, but it has kind of a core flavor that they both share. And then there is the little detailed flavor that's a little bit different. So the core flavor is very similar for the both of them, but the pineapple does have that natural pineapple sweetness, which makes it go down much smoother. I really like it. Not to say that the snow cone's bad. It's a very, very solid flavor in its own right. And they also did send me the fruit punch flavor here, which I do still have sealed. If you can see it, it's still sealed. I'm going to be saving this one because I don't want to have too many things open at once and risk it clumping and whatnot. But that's it, guys. That is my list right here. #1 coming in from Blackstone Labs, the Anesthetized Sleep Aid. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. And then this here is definitely going to be one of the shorter year-end list awards because some of the other things that have coming up, man, there's a lot to discuss. There's a lot of items on the list, and it's going to take a little while. So be patient. The videos are coming twice a week until the end of the month, culminating in the grand finale, which is going to launch on New Year's Eve. And that video is going to blow your minds off, especially you diehard stim junkies. Follow me on Instagram if you're not yet, at High Stim Ace. Like the video, comment below, share the channel, all that other fun stuff. And most importantly, subscribe right here on YouTube for the hottest content, for the best drops of 2024, 2025, and far beyond. I will see you all next time for the next High Stim pre-workout review. Take care, everybody. High Stim Ace, signing off.